Welcome back to iCabbi's Marketplace Spotlight. I am joined today by the fabulous Kevin and John from Fostar. Guys, nice to meet you both.
That's good to meet you, Sinead.
First off, let's talk about Fostar, because it can sometimes be confused with Foster. But can we talk about where the name came from?
Sure. Back in early 2000, when I broke away from one of the competing CLECs in Minnesota, there was an affiliation with the Star, and so I wanted to be able to maintain that and pull that through from where I came from. And it was just kind of a little play on words, and thought it was kind of cute, and helped us really get going in our telecommunications industry. But not so important now. That company kind of went away, and now Star is no longer as important.
Apart from Superstar.
And we offer 5-star service.
5-star service, obviously, and you're wearing a badge that says Taxi Hero, but you could actually be Taxi Superstars.
We could be Taxi Superstars.
Okay, so what do you guys offer to taxi companies?
So we are the one-stop shop for the phone service that plugs into the iCabbi platform. So there's a lot of providers out there, and ultimately helping them kind of choose the provider. We have strategic partnerships with the providers, so we can come in and help them determine what their needs are and then make the right selection for who to go with.
Sinead, it really comes down to project management. iCabbi clients experience a very smooth transition on onboarding, and there's a lot of logistics behind the scenes to make sure that the phone numbers, when they move over from one carrier to the next carrier, that's done in a seamless transition so that they don't lose any customers or customer calls during the onboarding process. And we really have done a great job of partnering with your engineering team to make sure that the end user customer is they're having a really good experience overall.
And this is a really important job. So we were looking for people just like you guys. We went out to seek you out and find out who was the best in the business for this. So we've entered into a partnership with you guys, and what does that mean for iCabbi customers in terms of business model or pricing?
Well, we've worked out a really good deal for the end customers, because our fees are, there is no fee to the end user for iCabbi customers. So they get the benefit of having very skilled, expert people that have been doing this for over 20 years, and there's no additional cost to them. We've been able to work that out with the suppliers of the telecommunications companies. So they're going to get a great product at a great price, and it doesn't cost them anything to have our project management skill. So
brilliant news for taxi company owners. What about non-iCabbi company owners?
Well, we're going to charge them triple.
Yeah, go for it. Why would you not be with iCabbi anyway?
Yeah.
Tell me this, guys. How long has the business been up and running?
We've been doing this for 20 years. I started back in 1999.
When you were a teenager?
Literally, right out of high school. Kevin and I have actually known each other since high school.
That's when we met.
So he saw quickly the momentum that we were getting at Fostar, and I don't know, a couple years after.
It took me a couple years to get on board, kind of make sure that it's something I wanted to do. Ultimately, it was been about 15 years now, though. So, and then we've actually had one of the taxi cab companies with us for almost that long as well. So we met one up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, back about 15 years ago, and been working with them ever since. So
yeah, and they're an iCabbi customer.
And who's that?
That would be Blue and White.
Okay.
Yeah, so very pleased, and it's been great. We've kind of grown up together, if you will. They started off with just a handful of phone lines, and now they've got over like 200-300.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've grown, and we've certainly been there, and you folks have been there with iCabbi, and it's just been a great partnership for all of us, and we extend that to all iCabbi customers as their business grows, and there's opportunity for them to onboard maybe new features, new things. We work with your team to make sure that we've got the appropriate trunking, and we're there to help their business grow.
If a customer comes to you guys and they're moving on to the iCabbi system, what kind of timeline are we talking about to onboard?
Well, that's a good thing to mention too, because like John said, we're kind of hand-holding the process as they move the phone numbers from one provider to the other. And what people don't realize, it's not a push of a button to just move your phone numbers over. And so ultimately, getting us involved as soon as possible is recommended. So we've got a lot of legwork to do to kind of identify where everything is at and to get everything moved over. But the time frame, right now we're looking at like 30 to 60 days, but it just kind of depends on what the needs are. But again, the sooner we can get involved, the better, because there's a lot of hurdles, a lot of moving parts that we need to be identified before we get to, okay, let's move over onto the system. So there's communication with the old provider, communication with the new provider, and we want to kind of basically work with the old provider. We take all that off the hands of the end user customer. So ultimately we're going to package that up and tee it up for the new provider so that the road is clear for them to move everything over on the day of.
Are you guys on site, or can you do any of this work remotely?
We do almost all of it remotely. So if the customers, if there becomes a certain application where it gets a little interesting, we'll fly boots on the ground. We were down in Puerto Rico here a couple of weeks ago onboarding a contact center. So, we're more than happy to address those concerns for iCabbi customers.
Okay, so you guys are basically high quality and you're free.
Yeah,
so it's
except for
a
the plane
no-brainer.
ticket. We're probably going to come to you on the plane ticket, but outside
that's all
of
right.
we'll work it out.
Yeah, you need
It's
to
all
get a
good.
trip to Dublin.
That's all right.
It is pretty
Kevin
cool
can
to be-
drive.
Drive to Dublin.
Yeah. Or both.
Tell me this now. We talked about high school. What kind of guys were you like in high school? Were you like
I
sports
was super
guys?
shy
Were you?
and reserved, and I absolutely just kind of burst out of my shell after I got into this industry. I never thought I'd ever end up in sales.
Yeah, actually, we met. He was working at a pizza store, and I was trying to get free pizzas out of him. That's how we met. So
Yeah.
someone had said, "Hey, John, you should see if you can go in and get a free pizza out of the pizza store." Tell him they messed it up, and it was kind of like a stand-up joke. And I went, "Okay, I'll see if I can get it done." And unfortunately, he was on the receiving side of this sales job, and so
After the sales skills that
Yeah.
I saw, I obviously had to get on board. Right?
yeah, no.
Yeah,
So
right, yeah.
it's kind of our standing
And you're
joke.
still trying to get pizza off him ever since, right?
Yeah, well, he makes amazing pizza. So if you come up to Minneapolis,
Sure
we'll-
do.
Yeah.
Guys, what kind of superheroes did you like when you were younger and why?
I was always a big fan of Superman. He has the ability to do just about anything. He can fly. Always wanted to fly, and he just kind of represents, the all-American good guy, right?
He can fly without having to pay for it.
What's
Which
that?
He can
Yes.
fly without paying for it, which is kind of
Yes.
sweet. What about yourself?
Maybe Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of the overall good guy. So, yeah, no one really comes to mind, but just kind of that whole American theme. Yeah, it probably doesn't go really well with
USA.
Yeah, I don't know.
USA.
Well, I don't know. So, yeah.
Okay, what about superpowers? What would you like?
Oh gosh, like I said, I just want to fly. I would love to fly. It'd be great.
Yeah, flying, it would really help our customers if we could both fly, because then we could just get there right now and travel at the speed of light. I just don't want to fly slow. I need to fly fast.
Oh yeah, well that would have to
Absolutely.
be. That would have to be.
Or run really fast. Flash Gordon. I'd be Flash Gordon.
That's your guy.
That's my guy. I'd be Flash
I
Gordon.
was gonna say Shazam would be your guy, but
No, Flash.
Oh, which one's Shazam?
I don't know. I think there's a new movie out for Shazam, and he's kind of a goofy guy. I really don't know a lot about him, actually.
No, I like Gordon. Flash
your guy?
Gordon. That's me.
What
about you? Who are you?
What I would like the power of manipulation.
Oh,
And I can just
Okay.
have all the other heroes use their powers.
I think there was a woman,
on my
wasn't there?
behalf.
Wasn't there this
Right.
one woman, and she would do this, and you'd have to tell her the truth?
Yeah, so I could be on top of all the superheroes and
Yeah.
leverage all of their different powers when and where I need them. That
I
would be good.
I once asked a child what his superpower would be, and he told me that he wanted the ability to grant wishes. Well, if he can grant wishes, then he can have any superpower he wants. And that was his explanation.
That's a good one. You'd be
That's-
Wonder Woman,
that's
because
good.
Wonder Woman would put that lasso thing around, and
Yeah,
you'd
the
have-
lasso of truth.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Oh, there you
you're
go.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Okay. Well, truth then.
Go ahead.
Bring it
Truth
on.
then. Okay. What is the worst taxi ride you've ever had?
My worst taxi cab ride, it was with my son, and we were waiting to get picked up, and the app said he was there, but he wasn't. And then he forgot his credit card or didn't have any money on his credit card to pay the gate fee. And so I had to use my credit card to pay the taxi cab's gate fee to get us out of the airport. So it just seemed like the night was never going to end.
What about you?
I think mine were just the
Kevin.
late night ones that were like a half an hour, and you're just watching that meter click up as you keep going and going and going.
Or how about when you're not moving, it just keeps clicking and clicking, and you're like, we're ever going to get there?
Right.
We ever going to get there?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
the long one.
Right.
What superpower does the taxi industry need, in your opinion, John?
What kind of superpower does the taxi cab industry need? I don't know.
They need to
Come back to me on that one.
simplify and automate. Right?
I would
This needs
agree.
to be as easy as possible. I was sitting next to someone yesterday eating dinner, and he was telling me he was all for everything that we're doing here to try to help them out. But I think just making it as easy as possible, and it has to be simple and automated. One click here, one click there, and we're on our way.
Funny you say that, because I know a company that has just that superpower.
Yes,
It's called
yes.
iCabbi.
Is it this one?
Yes.
It's iCabbi.
Sinead, I think one of the other things that is keeping it local. If the taxi cab businesses are really they're in our communities. You know, these are people that that drive and live in our local communities. And some of the other competing apps, you lose that feel of the local community, the interaction maybe with some of the advertising that can be done within the app, or within their call-in to let them know about other businesses. And there's a lot of partnerships. We're seeing that all over the Twin Cities, up in Minneapolis, where the taxi cab companies are getting involved with, especially iCabbi taxi cab companies in Minneapolis, where they're getting involved with the restaurants and offering a safe ride home and having lots of partnerships with the various establishments. I think it's important, and the citizens of the community are recognizing that. And I think we need to continue to pull that through.
Yeah, I totally agree. A lot of our customers could be family-owned businesses, and they've got roots in their community for like 20, 30 odd years, and they're really, really proud of that. And it's just something Uber doesn't have that legacy.
Right.
Yeah.
They want to support the local community, I agree. Yeah,
So
I think
speaking of supporting the local community, are we heading out in New Orleans tonight?
Yeah, well, I hope so. Kevin was showing me around last night, and I had a copper bunny last night.
Yeah?
It has some kind of tequila, and boy, I only had one, but me and tequila, that doesn't go over well, John. So I'm just be staying away from that tonight. But yeah, let's go out and have a beer.
Let's have fun.
All right.
Sounds great.
Okay, great. John and Kevin from Fostar, you have been here with me today on iCabbi's Marketplace Spotlight. Thank you guys for watching, and please come back again.